Today on the Outdoor Icon Show, a field full of decoys will get you fun action with a lot of these. Stay tuned.
Coming up in today's Outdoor Icon Show, the boys head out into the field for the early goose season. And when the hunt is over with, they're going to bring them back and show you how to properly field dress a goose. And in today's tip of the week, we show you a part of the goose that you're going to want to cut out and cook up the next time you shoot one down. And Jeff Crystal was breaking the myth that goose tastes bad with a great pan-seared, Angelica-flavored sauce that you're sure to love.
Welcome to the Outdoor Icon Show. I'm Rob Palowitz.
And I'm Denny Malloy.
We're doing a little early goose season. We're going to hunt over some decoys in a field and have some hot action, Den, huh?
We're here in Northeast Ohio. It's the opening day of the early Canada goose season. It's a short season they have mostly to control some of the giant Canada geese, the resident geese that stay here year round.
Some of the locals that definitely hang around over the summer, winter, doesn't matter. They're always around and getting into trouble.
Right, there's a good goose hatch this year in Ohio and Pennsylvania, so the season should be great all year long. The early season here, it's a little bit hot as you can tell. We're facing probably high 70s, low 80s today.
Yeah.
This morning had some hot action. We're hunting in a cornfield that was just cut the last couple of days. That seems to be bringing them in pretty good.
Yeah, so we're keen on these geese coming in. They want to feed up on any of the leftover kernels that didn't get harvested, and we got a little setup here with a little mixture of decoys. Then some shells. We have some Bigfoot, 3D bodies, and some of the new flocked heads, the whole bodies that are flocked. That's a new term, I guess, out there with the goose decoys and even duck decoys, where they have a little different detail to them. So it's pretty good looking stuff.
And with goose season, we started a little bit early with early season scouting. We kind of followed them through the summer. The geese were real hot and heavy in cut wheat fields the last couple of weeks.
Wow.
Changed their patterns up a little bit. Now we're starting to get some of the grain crops being harvested. So we noticed just in the last couple of days the geese are starting to come to corn. They're not in the places we thought they were going to be, but I think it should be good season with a lot of the corn coming down already.
Yeah, absolutely, and they seem to be moving. Even though, despite it being a sunny bluebird day, is what we call it, it seems like it should be a little good action here.
We're not far from Pymatuning Lake, so we get a lot of those geese coming off of the lake, hitting the fields to feed, and we can see now they're starting to trickle their way back towards the lake. Probably sit there all day until this evening.
And now these flyway geese for mosquito, or where are they flying
these ones here, right where we are here, is right at the cross of the Atlantic and Mississippi flyway. So we're mostly hunting Atlantic flyway birds, which is the Pymatuning population.
Yeah.
Mosquito population would be further west for us.
Okay.
And we're not going to see any of those geese. These are the ones primarily that live around Pymatuning Lake.
All right.
Now we've got, Rob talked a little bit about the decoys. We've got some of the Magnum decoys so they can see them from a ways off. You can see the size on these things. The key is once the birds are in the air, you want them to see something visual, and then you got to mix that with a little bit of audible. So we've got the different types of calls to try and get them in close range. And if they see a big flock of geese like this, we like to use a lot of decoys. Makes them feel comfortable. They want to join the flock. They figure the food must be great down there. There's all those geese, so it gives us a little bit of an advantage. When you're putting the
goose steaks out,
you got a mixture of the feeders, which is this one, looks like it's feeding on the grain crops. Then we got some of the sentries, the ones that are standing up with their heads up. In a goose flock, there's always a couple that are on the lookout for predators, while the other ones feed. So that makes them feel a little bit more comfortable when they see the geese are actually feeding. Makes them more comfortable to lock their wings and come on in.
And actually, if you look at our spread, Den, what we ended up doing, we kind of have like a V or a U shape set up with the goose deeks, and also you try and set them up in little families, almost little groups. It seems to work a little better. And what you're trying to do is get these geese. The wind's coming out our back right now, so we're trying to get these geese to land right in this little pocket right behind us, and we're kind of set up, in amongst the decoys and amongst in this hiding in the soybeans. So it looks like it'll be a good way to go.
Right, and it works that way. It doesn't matter how many geese you have. You always want to leave a pocket in the middle for them to land. They like to feel comfortable. They're a social type of a bird, so they like to group with the other groups together. And that's strength in numbers too. So that if there is a predator, one of them is going to let out a honk and let the other ones know there's danger. And so we did it that way to try and entice them to come right in the middle where we can get the best shot opportunities.
Yep. So what do you think? You want to get lined up and get back at action, or what?
We got the calls, we got a mixture of the flute calls, we got a mixture of the
double clucks, we got the foils, which is a popular brand right now, and it's definitely takes some practice to blow these calls. So.
Movement is key too. When you're hunting geese, you don't want to have a lot of movement, so we're camouflaged from head to toe. When we're laying amongst the geese, we're covered up with some type of burlap or some type of a covering, camouflage covering, right. And you have to stay motionless till the last moment. I know there's a little, I guess, a little peeve that I have, or a little thing that you can't make eye contact with them when you're ready to shoot, because if you look up at them, forget it. They're gonna just something. They're gonna see you. They're gonna flare off. You're not gonna get the shot opportunity.
And that applies to deer hunting too. It seems like if you make eyes with a deer, it's just like they know instinctively that there's something wrong and nothing, something not right there. So
yep. We have to use the guns we're using today are 3 and 3.5 inch shotguns. Yep. You have to use steel shot. The guns have to be plugged. You can't hold more than 3 shells in the gun, so people don't flock shoot and just wound birds as they're flying off.
Right.
So we've got everything good to go. We're looking for a good hunt today.
Yep. So stay tuned. You're watching the Outdoor Icon Show.
This Outdoor Icon Show factoid is brought to you by First Metropolitan Mortgage. Stay tuned. The Outdoor Icon will be right back.
Oh, this is gonna come in. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on.
How about that calling job done, huh?
That was good.
Oh,